Morning, ladies. Today is day 12 of 21, so we're like more than halfway done. And today's video is about obstacles. Obstacles seems to be my best friend. I have a life full of them, and I guess it's something that I was brought into this world to conquer because I do not fear them. I actually love obstacles. One of the biggest obstacles I have that I consider kind of personal is the faith that I'm receiving from my family. I feel like they don't really believe in what I do. And my parents live in France, so they're far and they don't get to see my everyday to day life and how it is. And they see it as, that I stay home all the time and every couple months I got to spend a lot of money to go to a seminar, and they just don't understand. So sometimes when I talk to my dad and I'm like really excited and I'm happy about all my accomplishments, it's like he doesn't feel that excitement that I have. And to me, it's sad because like I wish that he could feel the joy that I'm experiencing, because I think that it would make him very happy. But because he doesn't understand, he's very old-fashioned. He was raised by his grandparents. He doesn't share that excitement with me, and if anything, he acts like he's worried about me. And that to me is an obstacle, because having faith from your family is a huge part of becoming successful and being able to believe in your message. I don't have that problem here in Miami with my boyfriend or with my mom. I mean, she understands. But my dad, all the way over there, like the other day I was talking to him and he's like, just be careful. And I'm like, be careful for what? What are you talking about? So that's one obstacle. Another obstacle I have is that this is my home. I'm already parked out in front of it. I don't know if you can see it. And I live in that home. I own it. It's paid for, which is awesome. So that gives me a lot less stress than the average American. A couple months ago, I decided to open up my doors. My daughter, she moved away for high school because I have two baby boys, and she is really into her studies. She wants to be a doctor. So she went to go live with her best friend's parents, who are professors at the university in Oklahoma. So I had an extra room, and I had a really good friend of mine call me one day, and she had just had a baby, and she has two boys, and she tells me that where she's renting, that the woman is trying to kill her, and that she's desperate to find a new place to stay. And I told her at the time that I wasn't really looking for someone to live with me because I had my baby boys. They were 1 and 2 at the time, and I just really enjoyed the peace that we had in the house. But she gave me the sorrow story, and I have a good heart, and I didn't want to leave her out with a newborn baby, so I let her go ahead and rent the room there in my house. And it's her baby, and her two boys all live in this bedroom. And at first everything was fine and it was nice, but we had agreed that her kids were supposed to do chores. They couldn't sit around all day. They're 14 and 17. And when I finally, after 2 or 3 weeks, told her, hey, your kids need to do these chores, she got on me. And then for a while they did it, and then out of nowhere she just said that they didn't have to do it anymore. So I raised the rent because I have to mow the grass and do the pool and all that stuff myself. So then she's been living here almost 8 months, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she tells me that stuff is missing from her room that I have never entered, and that she's going to stop paying me rent. So now I have her and her 3 children living in the room, and they're not paying rent, and I have my 2 kids, and I also have an adopted daughter and a boyfriend. That makes 9 people, 8 or 9 people in my house, and I have to clean for everybody. Nobody cleans the bathrooms, the floors, the windows. So that becomes a lot of extra work for me. That's an obstacle. I want to work from home. I want to be able to focus. But obviously, I have babies. I have to have a clean home, and it needs to be suitable for them. So that's very frustrating for me. And I'm going through that obstacle of figuring out how to get them out. Unfortunately, here in Miami, Florida, the law is not, hey, get out. It's you have to sue them and have the police come and escort them out. And it could take up to 1 year. So I really hope that somewhere in her heart she realizes that she's doing wrong and she's hindering me and my family, and she's abusing my home, and hopefully that she'll find it in her heart to find somewhere else to go. Now, little did I know that this woman that was so sweet and was my pedicure lady has a drug trafficking charge. So she actually can't find somewhere that will allow her and her children to move in. And I have been left with that in my lap, which is not fair. I have my own family and children that I would like to take care of and raise. And I feel like her children are the worst example for my children. And my kids are still very small, but all these things matter to me. The way I raise my children is very important, and the values I instill in them is very important. My 3-year-old boy opens and closes doors for me. And not because I force him to, because he learned that that's how you treat a woman. And I love that. That's important to me. Another obstacle that I have is, I guess, consistency. Like, every day I do work on my business, but I maybe not consistent enough with email marketing. That's something that I need help with. I stink at it. I just never got into it that well. Still haven't mastered it. Need a lot more classes and help on it. I am not collecting emails like I should. I am promoting and marketing plenty, but I feel like if I did the emails, I would definitely get more leads. So that is something, an obstacle that I need to conquer before we go to Orlando, and I'll meet so that way I can share how I came over that obstacle with you guys. Besides that, I mean, of course, every woman has the weight obstacle. I had lost almost 50 pounds after I had my baby, and in April I met my boyfriend, and we fell extremely in love, and we have a really good time together. But the problem is that we went out to eat all the time, and I put back probably like 10 or 15 pounds. So now that's a new obstacle I have, that I would like to probably lose that weight back, because it's, you know, something. I'm a personal trainer, and I've always been very much into my health. I'm not into my looks. I don't put on my makeup. My hair is sort of brushed. So it's not about, like, you know, being snooty like a normal Miami Beach girl. Sorry if anyone's from Miami Beach. But it's just about just feeling good. And when you're a little bit thinner, you just have a little bit more energy. And I like to feel like I can just run with my kids in the park, and we can play ball, and that I'm not out of breath. So that's just something I'm working on. But I am exercising daily, and the only obstacle I have in the kitchen is chocolate. I have the worst sweet tooth, and it's really weird. It's like it hits like right at 4 o'clock or right at 2 a.m. when my kids are crying for a bottle, and when I go in the kitchen halfway asleep, I'll eat chocolate. Anyway, so those are my real inside scoop obstacles, issues that I'm dealing with, and I continue to deal with on a daily basis, but I'm glad I have you guys to share that with, and I can't wait to hear about everyone else's obstacles and see how much we have in common. Alright, have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later.